What's up, y'all? It's me, Erica, and we are down here to talk about Real Housewives of Atlanta, the part snooze reunion. Oh God, it was so tired. I'm looking at my notes like I don't even know what my notes are talking about. Go ahead and like, subscribe, and comment. Let me know that you stopped by. It was really boring. I don't know, the editing sucks. It's hard to talk about it. Like, to me, I feel like when the viewer can tell that it's just poorly edited to the point where it's like, what are we talking about? Because we don't even know what the fuck the real story is. Like, you can't really form a good opinion about something so heavily edited. It's so trash, and they should be ashamed of themselves. And the fact is, I don't think that they are. I don't think that they give a damn that this season sucked, that their editing, I don't think they care. I really don't think they care. I don't. Because I'm looking like the editing sucks. You can hear people's mics being turned down. It's really bad. I'm like, are these interns who's working on production and in editing and post-production? Y'all didn't watch this before you posted it? Like, this is dumb. And it's like, did anybody watch it? Like, did anybody watch this? I'm serious. Did anybody watch this before they posted it to the internet? Because it was trash. I don't know what this means. LaToya and Drew montage. Right, like they had a montage of LaToya and Drew and all of their foolishness, but you don't have a montage of how many times Drew talked about Kenya and her marriage to prove her wrong. Like, I think every time it was time to focus on Drew, they didn't stay on it at all. Like, I don't know, maybe that's a sign that she's not gonna come back next season, God willing, but I don't know. I just like, okay, so what happened to the conversation with her saying, you cheated on your husband with me? Like, what? How did that conversation go? Like, y'all just gonna laugh it off? And let me tell you something. I don't know what it is. They keep saying, like, nobody on the show, nobody on Real Housewives of Atlanta is straight or something like that. The way that they talk about sex, I don't know. It's just so cringy. It's like, stop acting like you're prudes. That's the one. Like, let me tell you something. As Virgo as I am, honey, Sun, Venus, and Mercury, bitch, okay? As Virgo as I am, I cannot, two things about sex that I cannot stand. When people are too preoccupied and all they want to do is talk about sex, I can't stand that shit. But another one is when you act like a prude. Stand in your sexuality. Like, fly your flag. Like, for real, for real. Like, what are you so, like, she did that thing down there? Like, how old are you? You're 40 years old, calling your vagina a thing. Like, what? Why couldn't you just say it, like, conviction? Like, she was down, her face was near my vagina, she was kind of like messing around, she was like playing around. Like, be honest. What is this? She was doing that thing down there. Stop acting like a fucking prude. That's one thing I cannot stand, a prude. I don't like that. And then, like, hemming and hawing over words. Like, I don't know, it's weird. Acting embarrassed. Like, I don't know, maybe, I don't know. Just stand in your shit. That's why everybody thinks Candy is such a fucking freak, when she really isn't. All she does is, like, she doesn't care about talking about sex. She doesn't act like she's scared to talk about sex. And if that's what makes you a freak, I don't know, honey, that's some new school shit. Because let me turn in here, because y'all don't know what y'all doing. I don't know, like, I don't like, I think that's why everybody thinks Candy is such a freak, because she just doesn't care to talk. It's like nothing. I'm like, let's talk about it. Like, what's the problem? Why are you acting like a child? Like, why are you acting like a kid about like, I don't know. And that's because of how we're taught to talk about sex. Like, we're supposed to somehow be, I don't know, maybe it's like, I don't know what they call it, like a social cue to kind of act like, ooh, so we're talking about sex? Is that how you supposed, is that what ladies do? They act like they don't fuck? Like, girl, that shit is so stupid to me. Anyways, I said the wig, somebody was like, the wigs are trash. What did LaToya say? All your wigs were trash. They talked about her wigs, Drew's wigs. She doesn't care about... Oh, LaToya said that she didn't really get on Drew until after she said what she said about not caring for husbands. They said they had a real connection. We have this moment. That thing, it's weird. It's like, just like LaToya said, it's like they have this sisterhood, but they hate each other. It's 2021. Raise your hand if you don't want to be in a sisterhood with a bunch of women that you hate. Raise your hand. Raise your hand. Yes. Yes. And you back there. And you back there. Yes. Don't nobody want to be in relationship with women that they hate. Nobody wants a sisterhood or bonds with people that they don't like. Come on. And when she said that, I was like, exactly that. These women are not friends. They don't care about each other. They can't even express like things that they have going on with themselves as women. And it's like no one cares. No one's receptive. No one's interested. It's so stupid. It's like, LaToya and Drew, what do you have a real connection? Do you have a real connection, or are you guys going to be fighting all the time? What are you fighting about? And the wigs are petty. You're going to take it that, you're going to be that mad because she said your wigs are trash. Look, I don't remember what season it was. Nene had on a wig that looked like a tumbleweed. Nene had a wig on that looked like straw. Nene had a wig on that looked like literally dried top ramen noodles. They've all had ridiculous... Portia had... I think it was this season. She had on like a red Ronald McDonald wig. It's like... one time she had on a blonde wig. The wigs, you hit or you miss. And sometimes you just get it right. Cynthia, she done had some weird wig moments, but for the most part, Cynthia does really good with the wigs. Like, girl... This is your first season. Your wigs are a mess. They look a mess. They still look a mess. The wig you have on as a ponytail with them, I keep wanting to call them emery boards because they look so stiff coming out the bottom of your hair, actually coming out the bottom of the wig. Like, you look a mess. Like, you still look a mess. A mess. But then the thing, I don't know, why come for Kenya? I don't know what that was about. Oh, Kenya said that she came for her hairline, and she showed Kenya having on a wig, a piece in her hair, and she tagged her business and this and that. Somebody's like, why is it about Kenya? Yeah, why did Drew make it about Kenya? Why? Everybody's last night was like, why is Kenya trying to bring it back to her? Bitch, if you and LaToya are going back and forth about wigs, why the fuck are you talking about Kenya? That's what Kenya wants to know. Why would you tag me, my company, right? And it's you and LaToya. That's why it keeps coming back to Kenya, because Drew keeps bringing it back to Kenya, okay? I have Candy looks like a damn fool. I don't know why I have that in here. I don't know. Headshots. Girl, your headshots look like the same headshot that you had from when you were on the game. Why are you walking around with those headshots? Didn't you go to Louisiana or just before you went to Louisiana said you were taking new headshots? Because the headshot that you gave LaToya was super old. So what are you talking about? You keep headshots on me. And let me tell you something. Let me see if I can get down to that. LaToya and Kenya, they talked about that situation. I'm not interested. Kenya challenges, she was quiet. Oh, when they were going, Kenya said that she had a problem with LaToya because when they were at that table, she didn't say anything. And she said she felt like Kenya she handled that well on her own. She didn't need backup. Kenya and LaToya are definitely in a relationship. Something's going on. Oh, that's when Drew was saying that. Drew, shut up. That was dumb. You cheated on me with your husband. Drew and LaToya kissed. Everybody kept saying that. Drew's acting like she doesn't know what she's talking about. Kenya says something about Portia grooming Drew. Now, do I think Portia groomed Drew? I would feel like Shamia. Like, I would feel absolutely ridiculous if I was following behind something Portia told me to do. I would feel absolutely ridiculous. Like, I would feel ridiculous. Like, Shamia looks a mess. Shamia and Marlo came out. Marlo looked absolutely great. She looked incredible. I don't give a damn what nobody says. How old is Marlo? 45? 46 years old? Bitch, that's auntie. That's fucking auntie. Do you hear me? I'm here for it. I don't even know why Shamia would say that's fresh out of lipo wear. Bitch, you could have wore the same thing, but you chose to wear what you did. Diana Ross. Girl, she really looked like a cruise line hostess coming into the lounge. You know, when you're on the ship and you like, let's go downstairs and see what they talking about. And it's that one little lounge and it's just the old people is sitting in there off in the corner having their drinks. They're not really doing this. Some lady standing up at a microphone talking and trying to sing, you know, and tell her little life story and stuff like that. That's Shamia, okay? Baby, she was giving you Carnival. She was giving you Royal Caribbean Cruise Line. She was giving it to you, honey. I was just waiting. Give her a mic. Shamia talking about, I want to give you old Hollywood. Girl, I don't know what that is. And when she said groomed by Portia, all I could think about, why did they pan over to Shamia? Because that hair was giving me poodle. Like, it was like Shamia, it didn't translate well on pictures. It didn't translate in person. The only thing I did like is that she had the, whatchamacallit, the thing was a full sleeve. It was a full sleeve in the glove and everything. I did appreciate that. But other than that, and then every time Shamia was interjecting for Portia, it was so stupid. It was so stupid. That's fresh out of lipo wear. And then Shamia said something to Marlo about losing her friends because of something, and Marlo said, let the mascot chill. Girl, she calling you a mascot. They talked about bringing Brooklyn. Why bring Brooklyn? That was a conversation that it's like, nobody said anything about anything. Like, how do you not understand why she didn't want to leave her children with a new nanny in a different state? Like, no. Like, that was dumb. Like Kenya said, you arranged a whole dick in a box. I'm sure you could have arranged for your child to be on the trip. The only time somebody said it on Twitter, I think it was on Twitter or in the comments, the only time Candy has brought her child on a trip is when she was pregnant with Ace and they was on that boat. That's the only time. The only time. And that's the thing, like, y'all feel guilty. Don't project how you feel. Like the mothering comment. Nobody brought up mothering but you, Portia. So that would indicate that it's bothering you in some way, because if it's not a factor and you inject that variable, all of us, that means like, oh, that's something that feels important to you, because if that's not the topic, nobody's talking about your mothering. That's how you feel about your mothering. The editing sucked. Oh, Kenya said the idea for the plane was because of the cost. I don't know why Drew felt like that was a moment. Like, she picked the hold your feet to the fire card and used it on getting a private jet and not telling anybody. That's when you use that. That was the time you wanted to hold Kenya Moore to the fire. That was the time you wanted to play that card. That doesn't make any sense. Like, I wanted to hold her feet to the fire. I wanted to make her accountable for choosing to take a private jet instead of a Sprinter because the cost was more effective for me and my budget. Oh, okay. Kenya says she's called Drew many times. You know how Kenya does it. The people say Kenya will call you when nobody is watching. Kenya will call you when the cameras are down. Kenya's always checking on people. And she did that a couple of times for Drew. Then she threw in, she said, you know, and when we went to the bachelorette party, you would say you were struggling with some body issues. I mean, She wore fishnets with a hole in it. It was that she didn't have the money. And my whole thing is, if everybody else had costumes, why was Drew given what she was given? Who picked that costume for her? She didn't get to go that day. I don't understand. If Portia could fit her body into what she fit her body in at the bachelorette party, Drew could have fit her body in something that complimented her well. And then for her to share her medical diagnosis with everybody, nobody, no, literally, when I tell you, don't nobody care. For the women with children, Drew is trying, she really grasping. She picking, and she got a deck of cards, and she go, okay, let me pull the mother card. Okay, let me pull the hold your feet to the fire card. Okay, let me pull the, you speak when you, girl, shut up. You don't make any sense. Rich bitches buy $1 million homes. You don't even believe it yourself because you stuttering over your words. And I'm not believing you, Drew. I'm not believing you. I'm not believing you. I'm not believing you. Because you couldn't even get it out yourself. Do you believe it? Do you believe you're a rich bitch? Or is Ralph a rich bitch? Because remember, he closed on the house before you, when you was in South Carolina early? How does that work? Okay. Because we haven't talked about that. You rich, but you need a job. Excuse me? You heard what the fuck I said. That's what she should have said. So y'all be trying to be cute and shit. No. Step up. 400 million worldwide. Girl, you don't get none of that money. What little residual check are you getting from a movie from 2006 with no ownership? What are you getting, and how many people are watching it to this day? It made that much, and you're getting residuals. It's not going to be that much, my dear. And that genre, ain't nobody interested in that. So what are you talking about? Step up. I was embarrassed for her. I was like, this is so embarrassing. And she's like really like in like she's like acting, and it's like, and it's not good. Like the act is not good. And it's like, did you have all of these things? It's almost like she had all of these things thought about. Like she's thought about what she was going to say. You don't own any of that. You sound stupid saying that to someone who owns everything. No matter how much it makes, she's going to get 100% of it. It doesn't even make sense. They talked about Cynthia being selfish, and she still doesn't have a post-nup. A fool. She's a fool. Like, I don't even want to see you. Too old. There's nothing worse than an old fool. I'm telling you. There's nothing worse. We could see like a new fool. A new fool. You haven't gone through it. But an old fool, like, girl, come on. Come on. Cynthia. Girl. Like, that's what I said about Cynthia. It's like, she's an older woman, but it's like there's a sense of a lack of respect that you have when you're looking for wisdom from an older woman. And I wouldn't look to, Cynthia never, she has never, very rare, I can probably count on one hand that we've heard Cynthia drop some wisdom. Or even, I don't know, even like I don't know what it is. Anyway, Kandi and Portia, it's stupid history. Are you surprised? Kandi and Portia, I don't get it. I wouldn't trust Kandi. I wouldn't trust Portia. I don't even, like, when they're together, can they really fully trust each other? Like, Marlo, after the dungeon, it was Kandi this, Kandi that. It was almost as like Kandi has some dirt on you. Kandi, I don't know. I feel like Kandi feels like she's playing like a power position where she's like, I'm holding Portia's secret. But it's like, what is the secret? And why is it necessary for Kandi to validate anything? Why is that the necessary factor? Why are we, who cares? Kenya said she would just keep one eye open with someone who has hurt you so much. Like, I agree. Like, they said they feel like they're headed in a much better direction. I think that was it, y'all. It was not really that interesting. That was it. Take care of each other, protect your energy. We'll get down in the comments. I know I missed a lot of stuff, but it was like nothing really it's like nothing to really expound on that I feel like I want to like expound on more. Like, it's like, it's what's the point? It's literally like, so what? So the fuck what? Okay, hopefully the third part is better. I was hoping Marlo was going to come out and spray the girls, but she may have. It's just that the way that they've edited it, I don't know. It's like, what's the point? Anyways, take care of each other. Peace.